And that, as I mentioned the other day, this is going to be our table 0, or as I said, some books call it as the initial simplex table, okay, for this problem. NG. So what were the entries there? I think in the first column I had written XPs, CB, B, and then all the variables, including decision, slack, everything, okay? X5, X6, and the last column I had left for the ratio to be evaluated. And on this we had our CJs. CJs की entries were 1, 1, minus 4, 0,
minus 4 0 0.
ठीक है ना, यही थे ना?
Yes ma'am.
And चलो 9 to 4 were my B's, है ना?
और हम CB था 0 0 0. CB.
CB अच्छा 0 0, हाँ, क्योंकि हमारे
XB थे X4 X5 X6.
ठीक है, यहाँ तक तो हमने कर लिया था, है ना?
मैम ने एंट्री से भर ली थी X1 X2 X3 की भी.
मतलब I get that, right? अब कॉलम वाइज बोलना. X1 was
1 1 minus 1.
ठीक है. X2
1 1 1.
X3
2 minus 1 1.
X4 was 1 0 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 1. ठीक है ना? यहाँ तक कर लिया था हमने, right? And as I said, we'll be calculating our Z here, and for the time being we can compute Zj, and then we can compute Zj minus Cj along with that, ताकि गलती ना हो. हम इस तरह भी कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? So अब now you have to refer to your notes, क्योंकि हम उसी में से ही कर रहे हैं. In a way, if now again some rough work that I am doing here, we have chosen our B to be I and our N to be this one. So basically our N is A1, A2, A3. Okay? So these are my X1, X2, X3 are the non-basic variable, and X4, X5, X6 are the basic variable. And because we have taken our B to be I, so B inverse is also I, right? Now, if you go back to the formulae that we had developed, that we had seen during the simplex method development, what was Z? Z was nothing but CBXB. यही था ना Z का formula, right? So it's going to be summation of all CJs, XJs, where your J comes from the set of basic variables. तो अब इसमें क्या हो जाएगा? It will be CB XB, right? 0 into 9 plus 0 into 2. यही आ रहा है ना? ये तो कोफिशिएंट्स है. ये कौन से वेरिएबल्स हैं हमारे? बेसिक वेरिएबल्स. बेसिक वेरिएबल्स कौन से हैं? X4, X5, X6. Okay. So what are that means in this particular problem, they are going to be C4 X4 plus C5 X5 plus C6 X6. So they are nothing but CB into this. This is the values. So that is why this will turn out to be 0. Because this means, see, this is the right hand side. So basically this second column is going to tell you the values which these variables are going to take. Okay. So this basically means that X4 is equal to 9, X5 is equal to 2, and X6 is equal to 4. So that your Z will be nothing but 0 into 9 plus 0 into 2 plus 0 into 4, which is 0. Okay. Now this is as far as the Z is concerned. Now if you go back to the formula of Zj minus Cj, इसके लिए हमने क्या कर दिया था? एक, it was nothing but summation CB B inverse AJ minus CJ हो जाएगा, because this is what your Zj was, CB B inverse AJ. But what is B inverse? The identity matrix again. So what does it become? Simply CB AJ, right? And what are AJs? The columns here. Are you getting the point? The first column is A1. This is your A1. This is your A2. This is your A3. And this is your A4 and so on and so forth. But then this has to be, we'll compute this for all J's, whether they belong to the set of basic or they belong to the set of non-basic. So we'll compute this. So that's why I said I will subtract Cj later on, we can compute our Zj's first and then we'll compute our Zj minus Cj's. Okay. So basically your Zj's are going to be nothing but CBAJs. And what are CB? The first column here. Okay. So like in this case, because see initial, this is your initial table. So all your CBs are 0. So it's okay with us. So it will be 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1 plus 0 into minus 1. So what will be that? 0. Is this clear? CBAJ, just remember this. This is what you are computing, okay? Then the second, because all your CBs are 0, so basically in the initial table, all your ZJs will be 0, okay? But to check the optimality criteria, we need ZJ minus CJs, okay? So, and what are CJs? The very first row that you have written. Yahi hai na hamara? 1, 1, minus 4, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So Zj minus Cj means 0 minus 1. So what is that? Minus 1. What is this? 0 minus 1. Again minus 1. What is this? 0 minus of minus 4. So
4.
that makes it plus 4. And the remaining will be 0.
0.
So now can you not see? Zj minus Cj's for all basic variables. Yahi hai na hamare basic. x4, x5, x6. So what is Zj minus Cj for them? All 0. So basically it is this Zj minus Cj row, in this table, which is going to tell us whether we have reached optimality or not. And what is the optimality criteria? If all Zj minus Cj is less than or equal to 0. We have equal to 0, we have less than 0 also, but we have plus 0, plus more than 0 as well. Had it been minus 4, this would have been an optimal solution, right? But since we have a plus 4 here, that means the current solution is not optimal. It can be improved further. And to improve it further, we have to decide upon the entering variable and the leaving variable, right? So in this case, and how do we define? The most positive, yahi karte na, maximum of positive Zj minus Cj's become the entering variable. Now, in this case, you have only one. So that means no comparison needed. Definitely this variable will enter. Okay. So which becomes your entering variable? X3. X3 becomes your entering variable. Now, this column, corresponding to the entering variable is going to be your Yij's, which is going to, these are your entries here, which are Yij's, right? And these are your B's, right? हम रेशियो किसका निकालते हैं? B bar upon YR case, यही निकालते हैं ना? और Yij's, देखो, if you go back to that formula for the entering variable, it was the minimum of Bi upon Yij such that Yij is more than 0. And this we call as YRK, या जिसको भी जो भी इसको हमने नाम दिया था. This is going to define my leaving criteria. Okay. So if you come back to this table, you observe that these are the 3 entries in this column, which is going to be your entering column. But out of these 3, 1 is less than 0. So that means this is not to be considered for the leaving criteria purposes. So this amounts to saying that X5 will not leave the basis. The only choice between the variables that can leave the basis is between X4 and X6. So out of this, whichever ratio turns out to be the minimum, that variable will leave the basis. And minimum kiska nikalna hai? Bi upon Yij. So what is your, so it's like, now this is your first row. So it's like B1 upon Y13, B2 upon, ye to consider hi nahi hoga, right? The rest will be B3 upon Y33. Okay. So this is going to define the ratios here. So it's going to be 9/2 and 4/1. This will be the ratios here. Now out of these two, which is minimum? 9/2 kitna hua? This is 4. And how much is 9/2?
4.5.
4.5. So which one is minimum?
4.
4. So that means x6 leaves the basis and x3 enters the basis. So now we have to be considered about this row also. Okay. So this row goes, the last row goes, or x6 leaves the basis and x3 enters the basis. This is the first decision that we have taken. Okay. Now, is this clear? How we choose the entering and the leaving variable? Bolo?
Yes, ma'am.
Or shall I explain it again? अगर आ गया समझ तो I will move on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then we move over to the next table, the iteration. Okay, now we bring in the concept of elementary operations here. Okay, now I'll go back to this table only. This may, I have messed it up with all sorts of crisscrosses, but then we have to learn it from here only. Okay, now see, x3 is entering the basis and x6 is leaving the basis. And in our last class, we conveniently agreed that at every time we will keep our B out of A because that has to be split as B and N. And we all conveniently agreed that it's always easier to treat your B as the identity matrix because then B inverse becomes simpler and all other calculations also become easier, right? But the only thing that we have to understand is that in which position is the entering variable going to enter, or which position is the entering variable going to replace the leaving variable. Okay, so like x3 is going to replace x6, and what is the entries corresponding to x6? 0, 0, 1. So that means basically what we have to do is we have to make the entries of x3 as 0, 0, 1. Okay, so that is why this element, which is at the intersection of the entering and the leaving variable, this becomes what we call as the pivot element. Okay, some books also call it as the key element. So whether you make it pivot or you call it key, they mean the same thing. So basically what we have to do is now we'll make use of, now see, this is your right hand side. Okay, so whatever elementary operations we make on these rows and columns, the same have to be repeated here. Okay, and that is why at every stage, the values which your variables are taking will change. Okay, so what is the easiest way? When do we go about? Whatever is the key element, make that one first. Okay, and then using that key element, we'll make both these elements 0. Okay, so that means we have to identify the key element first. And what is the key element? The element at the intersection of the entering and the leaving variable. That is your pivot element. So in this case, fortunately, it's already 1. So we need not change it. That means this row remains the same. Okay, but the only difference in the next table is going to be that my basic variables are now going to be x4, x5, and x3. Is that okay? So that is, so now you will have to help me because I'll keep on switching between this table and the next table. Okay. So in my next table now, of course, the entries, the columns, the headings, they remain the same. It's just that the entries in these tables will change. Okay. So I'll again make the table like this so that we'll have our XBs here. We'll have our CBs, B, and our CJs here, and our variables are X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, and X6, and the last column will be for the ratio. Okay. And what were the entries here? 1, 1, -4, 0, 0, 0. Now, what are your basic variables now? X4, x5 and x3. Because x3 has entered the basis and x6 has left the basis, right? Now, as a result, your CBs will change because now your x4, C4 is 0, C5 is 0, but C3 is -4. So it will change. Okay. But now all other entries, that are left, they will change. Why? Because we are now performing the elementary operations. Okay. Now, fortunately, because the key element was 1, so our last row was not changing at all. Otherwise, we would have to divide by the key element to make that element 1. Okay. So your last row still remains as what? Can somebody say? 4. What will be this entry? -1. कोई एक बोल दो प्लीज.
मम्मी x4 की एंट्री
Last row. Last row.
And that is -1.
हाँ. Then
1 1
Hmm.
0 0 1.
0 0 1. ठीक है
Yes,
ना?
ma'am.
Now this is your last row because we have not changed it. Okay. But now see, it's like this is in this matrix, the things inside this rectangle is your row and this is your right hand side, right? So basically this is your R3, the third row of the matrix. Okay. Now I'll just go back to the table again. So basically now we have to write our new R2 and new R1, right? So now we have to make elementary operations, right? और कैसे करना है? We have to make this -1 0 and इसको 0 बनाना है और इसको 0 बनाना है. But with the help of what? With the help of new R3, the one that we have defined. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to make elementary operations again, but we'll have one row, the operation on which the row on which the operation is going to be performed will be your old, but with the help of new. अभी हम एक साथ कर रहे हैं. Otherwise, what you do is you do it separately. जब हम matrices में करते थे, but now we are combining it together. So this is basically what we'll be doing is because I have to make this -1 0 with the help of what? +1. So what are we going to do? We are going to change R2 to what? R2 plus R3, and this element will be 0. Similarly, we'll change R1, but R1 to what? R1 minus 2R3. But which R3? The new one. See, in this case, they remain the same because your key element was 1. What if this key element was, say, 2 by 3? So you have to first of all make this 2 by 3 1. Then only you can perform the other operations. Okay. So I'm just writing the operations that we are going to perform somewhere down here, and then we'll see what happens. I am having problems because तुम्हारी तो copy में सामने लिखा होगा. So basically what we are doing is मैं इधर एक छोटे से ब्रैकेट में लिख रही हूँ. ठीक है. We are changing our R2 to R2 plus new R1 and R3 to R3 minus, sorry, R1 to, I'm sorry, this is R3, and R1 to R1 minus 2R3 new. Is this okay? Because ये इसी में ही, अगर इसमें गलती तो पूरा प्रॉब्लम गलत है. So you have to be very careful with this. Is this okay or not?
ओके मैम. वहाँ का की एलिमेंट हमारा 1 नहीं होगा तो उससे पहले हमें की एलिमेंट को 1 बनाएंगे, उसके बाद फिर ये ऑपरेशन लगाएंगे.
हाँ, तभी मैं न्यू लिख रही हूँ.
यस मैम.
क्योंकि न्यू का मतलब कि पहले हम उसको उस एलिमेंट को 1 बना के तो उस रो को चेंज कर रहे हैं ना, तो वो हमारे पास न्यू R3 आ गई. अब नाउ दिस इन दिस टेबल, whether it's R1, R2 or R3, they are new, right? So in this case, what is your new R3? In this case, it's the same as the old one, but it may not be the same as the old one every time. Okay. So we have to, that's the first step. That's what I am saying. First of all, make the pivot element 1. Whatever is your pivot element, the first thing is change that. And how do you change that? Define your new R3. Okay. So basically your R3 new should be R3 upon the pivot element. यही किया ना हमने उसको 1 बनाने के लिए, which in this case was 1. So basically for this particular case, R3 new is same as R3 old. Okay. Now start making the operations, performing the operations. So what was the first element in R2? 2 tha na? So basically it's
6.
2 plus 4. 6. That's right. And what was this element? Again 1.
0. 0 हो जाएगा, उनकी 1 था तो -1 ऐड करेंगे, दैट इज 0.
0 हो गया, ठीक है.
मैम
And
वो
then-
वहां पे 1 था, अब यहाँ 1 है तो 2 हो जाएगा.
Very good. And this will
एंड
be
यहाँ
0.
पे 0.
हाँ,
0 1
ये
1
0 1 1. Right.
1.
And what about R1? Now R1 has to be R1 minus 2 R3 new. Okay. So basically it's going to be 9. पहले 9 है ना R1 पे हमारा first element.
Yes,
So 9
ma'am.
minus 8, which is 1. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. अब ये first element क्या हो जाएगा?
यहाँ पे 1 था तो 1 माइनस
Minus 1.
twice
1
of it.
minus of minus 2.
That is 3.
3. ठीक है. 3 0 minus 1. Yes. Then next is going to be
1 minus 2, that is -1.
minus 1. हाँ. Then
ये
it
तो
will
ये 0 हो जाएगा.
0. हाँ. X4 will be 1.
1 0
X5 will be 0. और ये
-2.
minus 2. Is this okay? So you can see for yourself. Now your identity matrix corresponds to what? X4, X5 and X3. Right? So your B is actually nothing but A4, A5, A3. This is your new B now. So accordingly, X6 has changed. The column corresponding to X6 has changed now. Okay. So now again, we'll compute our Z, we'll compute our Zj, which will compute our Zj minus Cjs, and then see whether this solution is optimal or not. Okay. Now again, now remember the formula. What is your Z? CB, or you can इसको ऐसे याद कर लो, CBB. Okay. Your Z इसको ऐसे याद कर लो. Your Z is going to be CBB. ठीक है. So what is that? 0 into 1 plus 0 into 6 plus -4 into -4, which is what? -16. See now, isn't it an improvement? What was the objective function value in the previous table? 0. Okay, and what is the objective function value here? -16. Now, is -16 less than 0 or more than 0?
I'm less than 0.
Less than 0. And our problem was what? Minimization type.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
definitely this value of the objective function is an improvement over the first table value that we got. Okay. And definitely that's because it was not the optimal solution. That's why we have improved it further. Okay. Now compute your ZJs. Your ZJs were what? CBAJs. Right? So CBAJ का मतलब क्या हुआ? 0, 0 and 4. Right. Then 0, 0 and -4. यही आ रहा है ना? -4, 0, 0 and -4 again. Okay. Now compute your Zj minus Cjs. क्या है? 3, 4 minus 1. 4, this Zj minus Cj. That's why I write Cjs here. Okay. Then it will be -5, 0, 0, 0, -4. Now again see, Zj minus Cj for basic variables are all 0. 0, 0 hai na? So it is only the non-basic variables that we have to see. Now again, Zj minus Cj is less than 0 for this, it's less than 0 for this, but this is positive. Okay, so what happens? This variable enters the basis. Which variable enters the basis? X1 enters the basis. Now to compute the ratio, again, see, so it's like y1, 1, y2, 1, y3, 1, right? So which yij's do I consider? Only those that are strictly more than 0. So that means x5 cannot leave the basis, x3 cannot leave the basis. So what is the only alternative? That x3 ratio calculate करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, because we only have one choice to leave the basis. So which one leaves? Which one goes? X4 goes. Which one enters? X1 enters. So that means this ratio, this row is the row for the leaving variable, and this column is the column for the entering variable. You don't have to draw it like this in your notebooks. It's only for your understanding that I'm explaining. So what is your key element? You can just mark the key element in your table with a square. Okay, so that tumhari galti na ho. What is that? 3. Okay, now see, it's not 1. So that means we have to change the row first. So how do we change the row? We divide the first row by 3 throughout. Okay, so now that means that will be my next iteration, which will be my table 2. And see, but mind you, it takes much less time as compared to if you were to do with the help of the method that we derived. Okay? So it's just the only thing is that we are just making use of the concept of identity matrix, and it's helping us a lot. Our efforts are just reduced, so much reduced. So we'll make, it's just that we have to make the table again and again, but it's okay. Not much. This is not an effort here at all. And we compute the ratio here, and the coefficients were 1, 1, minus 4, 0, 0, 0. Now see, now your basic variables will be कौन सा एंटर किया था? x1 है ना, x1, x5, x3, यही आए ना हमारे पास. And what is the coefficient of x1? 1, c5 0, c3 minus 4. Now start making the changes. Now we have to change. Now see, we have to change our R1 first. So we have to define our new R1. And what will be new R1? Old R1 by 3. Huh? So it will be what? क्या हो जाएगी ये? 1 by 3, 1. What will be the next element?
Minus 1 by 3.
Minus 1 by 3.
0. 1 by 3. 0. Minus 2 by 3.
Minus 2 by 3. Okay. Now see, in the second row of the first column, we were to make that element 0. But it's already 0. R2 देखो अपनी, हमको x1 is at the first place. So basically we have to make this x1 as 1, 0, 0. But the second element in this column already happens to be 0. So basically no need to change your R2. So your R2 remains the same. Okay. So what will be your R2 now? कितना हो रहा है? We're not changing it, mind you.
मैम ये तो 6 है.
हाँ?
ये तो 6 रहेगा ना अगर हम चेंज नहीं कर रहे तो.
6, 0. Then what will be the next term?
2.
It is not changing. Huh?
Yes, ma'am. 0, 0. 1, 1. 1.
Right? So it remains the same. But R3 needs to be changed. Why? Because what is the entry in the previous table? Table 1 में इस position पे क्या entry है हमारे पास? -1. ये है ना? And this -1 needs to be made 0. With the help of what? This +1. Okay, so basically we'll be changing our R3 to R3 plus new R1. ये ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा ना, तभी तो ये एलिमेंट 0 बनेगा, right? And so what will be that? It will be 4 plus 1 by 3. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That becomes what?
13 by 3.
13 by 3, 0, है ना? फिर अब x2 की जगह क्या आ जाएगा?
2 by 3. 1 minus 1 by 3 हो जाएगा ना, 2 by 3.
हाँ ठीक है, ये 1 ही रहेगा,
ये तो 1 रहेगा मैम.
और x4 की जगह क्या आ जाएगा?
1 ही रहेगा ये भी. वेट,
नहीं,
नहीं 1 by 3.
1 by 3 है इधर. हाँ,
यस मैम, 1 by 3.
1 by 3, देन ये 0 रहेगा,
ये भी 1 by 3.
लास्ट में क्या हो जाएगा? ये 1 by 3. हाँ, is this okay? You have to be quick in your calculations. I can't help that. Okay, now we do the same things, z, zj and zj minus cj is here. Okay, so again, what is z? cbb. So it's into 1 into 1 by 3 plus 0 minus 4 into 13 by 3. तो अब ये कितना हो गया? करो तो कैलकुलेट क्विकली. 1 by 3 minus 52 by 3, है ना?
minus 51 by 3 ना.
हाँ, तो what is that?
17 minus 17.
Minus 17. So again, it's an improvement over the previous one. वो कितना था? Minus 16.
Yes ma'am.
So this is more or less, उससे भी कम हो गया, ठीक है ना? Now compute your ZJs. So it's going to be 1 CBAJ, right? So CBAJ. So it's going to be 1, then minus 1 by 3 minus 8 by 3. So that is minus 3, है ना? Then minus 4, 1 by 3 minus 4 by 3, minus 1, then 0, then minus 2 by 3 minus 4 by 3, that is minus 2. Am I right?
Yes ma'am.
Right. Now compute your Zj minus Cjs. So 0 minus 4, 0 minus 1, 0 minus 2. यही आ रहा है?
Yes ma'am, यही आ रहा है.
Now see, what were your basic variables? x1, x5, x1, x3 and x5. What is Zj minus Cjs corresponding to these three? 0. That's perfectly fine. And what are Zj minus Cjs corresponding to non-basic variable? Minus 4, minus 1, minus 2. So are they all less than or equal to 0?
Yes ma'am, सारे less than 0.
सारे less than 0 हो गए. So that means, so we can say that since all Zj minus Cjs are less than or equal to 0, therefore the current solution, that's what the optimality criteria say. Therefore, the current solution is optimal. That means it cannot be improved further. We have reached optimality. Because अब कोई enter कर ही नहीं सकता. There is no positive Zj minus Cj जिसको हम enter कराएं. So that means we have reached optimality here. Okay. Now, because we have reached optimality, now let's read the solution. What is the solution that we have got? So that means what we have got here is that minimum Z is -17, जो यहाँ से आया हमारे पास. And what is the solution that you are getting? You are actually getting x1 equal to 1/3 यहाँ से, ठीक है, x5 equal to 6 and x3 equal to 13/3. But what were your decision variables? थे कौन से तुम्हारे? Was x5 a decision variable? In the original problem, जो तुम्हारा problem था, उसमें कितने variables थे?
हम ओरिजिनल में 3 वेरिएबल्स थे हमारे, हम x1 x2
वेरिएबल्स थे, x1 x2 x3. तो x5 तो एक स्लैक वेरिएबल हम अपने आप लेके आए थे ना.
यस मैम.
तो इसका मतलब if I reread this solution, that means mi x2 happens to be a non-basic variable. और non-basic variable को हम क्या वैल्यू देते हैं? 0. Now see, this is the case where a decision maker has given you his problem. You have solved it, but then you have to give back the solution to him also. So we cannot be giving back the solution in terms of a slack variable. Okay. So what the solution that we are giving is that my x1 should be 1/3, but x2 should be what? 0. Why? Because it was a non-basic variable. And my x3 will be what? 13/3. So this is how we are going to write the solution. What is the minimum value of the objective function? And what are the values which the decision variables are taking? Though the decision variable, the slack variable x5 taking the value 6 has a significance. It's not that it is insignificant. It is important because in your optimal solution, one of the slack variable is at a non-zero level. उसने एक positive value लिया है. So it has its economic significance. But right now we are not discussing that. We'll discuss it later on. But right now we are not discussing that. That's why we are just saying that the optimal solution will be read like this. That means we give the minimum value of the objective function and the values which the decision variable take. So any decision variable, if it is not present in the optimal table as a basic variable, then that variable takes on the value 0. So we have to write it as 0 because that means it is a non-basic variable and all non-basic variables are equated to 0. This is how we move on, right? But now see, as I was saying that this was a minimization problem, right? So we can directly solve a maximization problem as well. But then the only, change that you have to say, supposing your objective function was maximize z equal to something, something, something. Okay. So no need to change the objective function. We can directly solve it. But then the only care that you have to take is in the optimality criteria. That means when we look at zj's minus cj's, then we do not want the optimality criteria would say that if all zj minus cj's are more than or equal to 0, then the current solution is an optimal solution. Otherwise, what happens? The most negative zj minus cj enters the basis. Okay. So in that case, we would want all zj minus cj's to be positive. And which one will enter? जो most negative है. Most negative का मतलब क्या हुआ? With the negative sign, but the maximum magnitude. What the negative? The smallest zj minus cj enters the basis. Is this clear? This is how we are going to move on with all the tables. Abhi, again, I am saying I have not considered any other case which we had considered in geometric solutions. We had come across problems that had infinitely many solutions or alternate solutions in which what happened? The options of the solutions were more than one, but the value of the objective function did not change. Similarly, we came across problems that had an unbounded solution. We came across problems that had an infeasible solutions. So right now we are not considering those cases. So right now we are just concentrating on learning the simplex algorithm first. And once we are thorough with it, then we will move to special cases as well. Now, is the procedure clear? Because this is more important, to understand the procedure and go about doing it.